everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the 9th race in season number 2 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Pocono Raceway for the PALCS 400, and it should be a good 24-lap race here today. Pit stops are back on after we had to turn them off for Dover, but yeah, it should be a good race here today, and Cameron Garlington starts on the pole for the race. And alongside him, it's Eric Powers. And we got Dana Mon, Tyler Selsman, Alan Cavagnaro, our last winner, Jesse Turner, Michael James, Garrett Zenor, Cameron Gachu, Jacob Reed, Mitchell Millian, Warren Henniger, Caleb Hoffman, Tristan Walker, Riley White, Austin Spencer, Max Newer, Zachary Fitzwater, Mason Powers, Jonathan Skibnicki, LJ Mills, Darlin Kenyon, Will Blake, Trey Bartow, Joffrey Toussaint, Justin Roberts, Abe Troxel, Matt Dalio, the winner of the truck race, winner of the truck race here, Aaron Walpole, Nicholas Amadeo, Marshall Free, Dejon Weeks, Cody Hagan, Ergel Arvin Alonso, Elijah Gordon, Dale Salzman, Raja Karuf, Dean Wickard, Christian Masters, Stuart Gratton, Eric Hyden, and Diego Stevenson. Let's get this 24-lap race started, and we'll see what happens here today. We'll see if we have another big crash like we did here in season number 1, where Riley White got stuck in the wall because of such a hard impact. And also, they might have a junkyard again. Not entirely sure. We'll find out here today. Cloudy day, but that doesn't stop us from racing, because racing is fun no matter what the weather is. But here we go. 42 cars are going to line up, and we're going to go green here at Pocono. Garlington and Powers lead us off. Already, Garrett Zenor pulls out. See a lot of guys pulling out as they head down the long front straightaway and into turn number 1. Oh boy, already! Tyler Selsman nearly spun out Eric Powers. But we're all good. Remember Eric Powers here, he actually caused that big crash last season in the number 38. Now going underneath of Garlington for the lead through the tunnel turn. Side by side for the lead here at Pocono. Cavagnaro and Selsman are battling for 3rd, and Dana Mon has 5th place. Powers cannot make it stick, and Cameron Garlington, the pole sitter, retains the lead in a number 42. This is honestly one of my favorite tracks to have races at here on Napa Fan in NR 2003. I'm sorry guys, my announcing is horrible today. Can't get any word out without messing it up. Anyway, they're 3 wide for 3rd, but the outside lane is always the place you want to be, and Selsman's going to show us that right there. But Powers, Eric Powers, trying to get the lead again. Will he dive bombing into the tunnel turn? Yes, he will. Oh my goodness, almost came up on Garlington there. Cameron Garlington still out front in the number 42. Cavagnaro has now gotten by Selsman for 3rd. Dana Mon's moving his way up. And our last winner, Jesse Turner, who won that race in kind of a surprise. I mean, he was running 2nd that whole race at Dover yesterday. And then he ended up taking the lead on the the next to last green flag lap. There was one green flag lap to end the race, but Turner was able to win that, and he's in the chase. But got some guys up here that aren't in the chase right now. Garlington and Powers. But Powers went to that inside, and that slowed his momentum down a lot. Here comes Alan Cavagnaro. He won at Talladega, so he's already in the chase. So is Dane Amon and Tyler Selsman. Amon won at Texas and Rockingham. And Selsman won in Atlanta. But it's still Cameron Garlington out front. He has 1 career win on Napa Fan. That came at Talladega in season number 1, the chase race at Talladega in season number 1 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Trying to get his 2nd career win here today. He has led every lap of the 3 we have run so far here in the PALCS 400. And we'll see if he can get this done here today. But we still got pit stops. That always shakes things up. Dana Mon, 3 wide on the high side. Selsman took the inside lane. That's going to slow him down. And here comes the 2-time winner in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. The only driver so far to win 2 races this season. He's going to try to go underneath of Eric Powers here for 2nd. Oh no, bump, bump, bump. But no spin and nobody in the wall this time. But he couldn't get by Powers. Here comes Cavagnaro for third, trying to get underneath of Amon. But Garlington is the leader in the number 42, and right now it's looking like it's his race to lose. All 42 cars are still on the racetrack, and in one big pack as well. So if we do happen to have one of those incidents throughout the tunnel turn, because that's pretty much where all the crashes happen, is through the tunnel turn or around the tunnel turn there. If we happen to have something happen there, especially higher up in the field, it's likely we could get that junkyard again. But Cameron Garlington likes the side-by-side racing for second behind him. And Garlington has pulled out to a pretty good lead in this number 42. You can't even really see. Well, a moment there, you couldn't see the second place car of Eric Powers in the picture. So that's kind of how far ahead Cameron Garlington is in this number 42. Eric Powers, remember, he won the Meliolo Smooth Fest earlier this season at Daytona by a really close finish. So he's pretty good at getting close finishes done. He almost won the Truck Series race in Kentucky, but he lost it to Caleb Hoffman and just couldn't do it. But right now, I don't think he's the points leader anymore. He had a pretty bad finish in the Truck Series race here. And Dane Amon's doing the same thing again to Eric Powers. This time he's getting a lot closer, trying to kind of scare him there. Here comes Michael James in the 20. He had a really strong start to the season, but then he kind of fell off a little bit near the second quarter of the season, I guess you could say. But now he is running fourth in the number 20, and his teammate Alan Cavagnaro is right behind him. Because you know that the outside lane is where you want to be, so Eric Powers has that. You're able to go a lot faster up there, and Powers is going to be able to keep second place from Dane Amon. Or is he? Amon didn't do too bad on that inside. And Amon's still trying to get that position. Here comes Cavagnaro. He went in a little hot there. But he's going to be able to make it stick and stay side by side with Michael James in the number 20. Garlington hasn't really pulled away. It's kind of hard to pull away in any race here on Napa Fan. This is the way we have it set here. But anyway, he's been able to stay out front. And he's done a good job of that here today. He's led every lap so far. And when Aaron Walpole won the truck race here earlier, he led every lap. Of course, there are no pit stops in the Napa Truck Series. But right now, we haven't had pit stops yet, so Garlington's been able to stay out front. 42 was driven by Blaine Keys last season, and he almost won this race. Blaine Keys did. But here we go. Pass for the lead, trying at least. Eric Powers trying to get underneath of Garlington into turn number 3. He's going to get a nose. Garlington goes high. He's still get a run up there. And Garlington's going to be able to hold him off. Cavagnaro trying to get by Dane Amon for third. Cavagnaro trying to become the second two-time winner this season. Now, Garlington that time took sort of a low lane, and Eric Powers is going to get a run on him. We'll see if he can make the pass into the tunnel turn. Going to dive vomit in, and he's going to be able to make it stick a little bit, but you can't really get off the tunnel turn that well underneath of somebody. The outside lane is just generally where you want to be here at Pocono, and Garlington has done a great job there. Michael James has moved his way up to third place. And here we go. Everybody coming in for pit stops. And it looks like everybody's coming in. Actually, there's a couple guys staying out, I think. There's one guy staying out. Let's see, who is that? That is Elijah Gordon staying out an extra lap. But it looks like everybody else is coming into the pit lane. So this is where we might see a change for the lead. This is where you need to do it well. And Garlington trying to win the race off at the pit road. Oopsie. Got the pace car there. Oh, some strategy. Jonathan Skivnicki's going to get off at the pit lane first. Some guys taking 2 tires. Actually, Garlington having a little slow of a pit stop there. The leader is Elijah Gordon. He didn't actually lead that lap, but he'll probably lead this one since he's so far ahead. And you see some guys already coming off of the pit lane. But Jonathan Skivnicki, I think he might have gone with only 2 tires there. He is now the leader in the number 41. Mason Powers is in second. Uh-oh. Activate Commentator Jinx Theory. Mason Powers with a problem on the number 31 machine. If I'm not mistaken, the last time I had to activate the Commentator Jinx Theory might have been Mason Powers that I jinxed. Sorry, man. Anyway, all kinds of guys driving by him. Oh, Skivnicki's coming back in. He might have had a problem on his pit stop. He might have not gotten everything done on that pit stop, and I think that's why he's coming back in here in the number 41. Mason Powers, he's going to head to the garage with that. That allows the lead to go to... Let me see... Eric Powers. So Garlington had a slow stop because I remember Powers, James, and Amon being all up here, Cavagnarola being up here, Gaju and Selsman. Not really remember these guys being up here. 42 is all the way back in would be 15th because Skivnicki had to come in there. But here we go. Now we're all spaced out a lot more. So the race for the win might be between these first 3 guys or so. But Eric Powers has taken the lead here at Pocono after the first set of pit stops. And since that happened before halfway, we will have another set of pit stops in this race. So it's not over yet for guys like Garlington. Garlington really took a long time on his pit stop. He's now 15th. Gordon didn't do too bad in number 5. He stayed out an extra lap. Oh, excuse me. He stayed out an extra lap, and right now he's running 14th. But yeah, this is the battle for the lead. Eric Powers and Michael James. Eric Powers is actually not a rookie. Michael James is a rookie, and Dana Mon is a rookie, so they're both racing for the Rookie of the Year battle. Dana Mon actually is tied for the Rookie of the Year lead. Goes side by side. Nuts, I got a phone call. Should I answer it? Hold on just a minute. Okay. Michael James is trying to take the lead now. That always frazzles me. Here comes Dana Mon trying to get second. But as I said before, you can't really get that inside push. You can't really make a pass on the inside lane. Only unless you bump a car, and that usually doesn't work. But all of these cars, these top 3 are right on each other, so it is definitely possible we could get a pass for the lead on the racetrack. Cameron Gaju is racing side by side with Selsman for, I do believe that's 5th. Got Henniger and Sidnor back here. Here comes Michael James. He's going to try to make it on the inside, but the inside doesn't work. And oh my! Amon was going to go to the outside, but he couldn't because there wasn't enough room, and that kind of looked interesting. It almost could have been something there. Amon side by side with Michael James, but going to fall behind him, and Eric Powers still out front of the number 38, trying to grab his first career points-paying win. But Michael James, with help from Dana Mon, gets a run off the tunnel turn. James is trying to get it. Got to go a little high. He might be able to get enough of a run to take the lead. Side by side for the lead here on lap 14. Michael James trying to do it. I think Eric Powers led the lap, but barely. And that's actually going to allow Dana Mon to get around Michael James for the lead. That inside lane didn't work, and here comes Dane Amon. He's won 2 races already this season, trying to become the first 5-time winner on Napa Fan. But he might have scraped the wall coming out of turn number 1 there, because Eric Powers pulls away a little bit in the number 40, or in the number 38, I should say. Cavignaro, Gaju has cleared Salzman for 5th. Salzman's in 6th. Henniger, Sidnor, Reed, and Huffman at the top 10. And as I said, we have one more set of pit stops, so that's definitely going to affect how this race is won. But here comes Amon trying to get underneath of the 38 for the lead, but he can never really make that pass on the inside. The outside is where he wants to be. Because Amon's going really low trying to make it stick, but he just can't do it. And Eric Powers gets a run on the high lane, and Michael James might get enough of a run on Dane Amon. But not quite. Here comes Michael James trying to get underneath of Dane Amon for 2nd through the tunnel turn, but he can't quite make it stick. Pretty much the only pass we've seen is for 2nd on this round of, well, in between these pit stops here. And Dane Amon got by Michael James, but other than that, I don't think we've really seen much passing. Of course, these 3 guys have closed in. Alan Cavignaro, Cameron Gaju, they're starting to close in a little bit. And the guy who was leading when we started that set of pit stops is still in 15th, Cameron Garlington. But maybe that short pit stop, or that long pit stop, might help him get a short pit stop this time. We'll see. Well, Eric Powers is pulling away. I think Dane Amon might have hit the wall again, coming out of 1. Michael James is all over his back bumper through the tunnel turn. He just can't quite make it stick. Cameron Gaju has a run on Cavignaro, and Gaju has a good car here in this number 51. We'll see, though. I don't think he's going to be able to make it stick. If you can't clear him out of turn 3, oh, we got a caution on the racetrack. What is it for? Oh, no. I think it's Henniger. Oh, yeah. Henniger's all torn up in the number 27. Our first caution of the race. And Warren Henniger with a ton of damage on his car. We'll take a look and see what happened through turn 3. Garrett Sidnor came up on him. No mercy. That's interesting. Nobody hit him. That's kind of hard to believe, but a 1-car, no, like a 2-car incident, but pretty much only one guy was really massively torn up. That was Henniger. And after almost winning at Dover, he did win the Coca-Cola 600, so he is in the chase, but tough break for Henniger. And that's going to shake things up. We're going to have a restart, and that's where you can see passing. But first of all, we got to get through that final set of pit stops. So it's still anybody's game, especially if you're in the top 10. And Eric Powers trying to grab his first points-paying win in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Let's see how this all plays out. We'll get you to the pit stops. So here we go. Now sometimes we have it where guys stay out, but we all need to go in another time. And I don't think anybody's going to stay out this time. So this is for the lead on most likely the final restart of the race. Pit lane 1. Of course, kind of hard to see, but the line at the end of the pit road is right here, and we'll be able to see it. Anyway, an interesting race. We've only had that one we're under the first caution of the race, but we've been green for quite a while. It was a pretty long green flag run that we had in this race, and we'll see who can get the oh my, Garlington hit Powers trying to get into his pit stall, but Powers wins the race off of the pit lane. And he is going to start first on the final restart of this race. How about Zachary Fitzwater? He might have taken that strategy like Jonathan Skanicki did, but had to come in. He might have to come in, actually. He might have to come back in. Might not have gotten the good pit stop there. But he was 20th coming into the pit lane. The guy who won this race last season, Trey Bartow, he's up here. Well, not really up here, but he's back there. And Henniger is on the tail end of the lead lap in this number 27 after he had to pit. So he's going to probably, since we are within 10 laps to go, Henniger will probably take the wave around. So yeah, let's get to the restart here in the PALCS 400 right now. Here we go for the restart. Henniger did not take the wave round, so he's going to be in the way of these leaders. Eric Powers is the leader. Dana Mon is in second. Sorry. Henniger is the leader. So Warren Henniger has way too much damage to stay out front here in the lead. He's the leader. Zachary Fitzwater had to come in and make another pit stop. But Henniger, who was the reason for the caution, he is not going to be able to make this stick. He's going to be surrounded by all kinds of guys. Eric Powers has gotten that run on the high lane. Ah, 3 wide for the lead, but Eric Powers is going to pull out front. Eric Powers, if it weren't for the fact that he crashed last season in this race, he might have won it. But Eric Powers takes the lead from the slow Warren Henniger. Dana Mon trying to take second and extend. Well, he actually doesn't really have a lead in the Rookie of the Year standings, but try to make his Rookie of the Year point standings look really well. Oh my goodness, they're really close coming out of turn 3. Henniger is slow. He just can't get enough horsepower on the rest of these guys, and Eric Powers leads it with 2 laps to go. It's still not over yet. How about Cameron Gadju in the 51? He's up to 3rd place. You know, if he just stays on the high lane, he's not going to be able to do it. Here comes Michael James in the 20. He's going to get... No, he isn't. Gadju's going to stay in front of him. Or is he? Michael James might get the run on Gadju here for 3rd. But Cameron Gadju, he might still be in this. But Eric Powers, he's going to come to the white flag next time by. Cameron Gadju moves his way to 3rd. Michael James was not able to get it. And here we go. It's going to be 3 more corners here in the PALCS 400. Eric Powers leads us. But will he be the leader next time by? You gotta use the outside lane if you want to get by Eric Powers. But they're all pretty much single file throughout the first 4 or so cars. Dana Mon trying to get a run, not going to quite do it. Cameron Gadju with a good run in this number 51. Trying to get the win, he just can't quite get past the 40. Oh, Michael James! Dived bomb the corner there. But they're side by side for second. Eric Powers in the number 38 after taking the lead on the first set of pit stops is going to come out at turn number 3 and take the win here at Pocono. Eric Powers, even though the caution is out, Eric Powers wins here in the PALCS 400. The caution is out. Our last winner of this race, season number 1 involved, Joffrey Toussaint. Looks like Christian Master has some damage. Jesse Turner, Matt Dallio's back here. We'll review what happened here to bring out this caution. It really didn't mean anything because it happened on the last lap, but the Master's not happy with some guys there. But anyway, we'll take a look here. We'll follow with Trey Bartow and see what happened to bring out this caution on the last lap. Didn't really mean anything, but I wonder if it had something to do with Michael James. Of course, all this last lap, I gotta get some more positions. Just too close for comfort. That's Dejon Weeks to kind of push Jesse Turner up, and then... Actually, that was it. The rest of these guys have damage from a previous incident, I think. Explain to me how Joffrey Toussaint got all that. Yeah, they were already like that. I don't know how they got like that. Something happened to Dallio, too. There's a lot of things happened that I didn't see, and we'll review here what happened to Jesse Turner one more time, along with Trey Bartow. Jesse Turner and Trey Bartow. It was Turner here that tried to get underneath of Bartow and in between Blake, I think. Yeah, and just... Actually, Dejon Weeks really had nothing to do with it, really. It was Turner's fault trying to grab some more positions, even though he doesn't really need it. But he got put on the wall pretty hard, and there was another crash here in this race that we didn't see. I don't understand it, because we got guys like Diego Stevenson involved with damage. Because the first incident was just a one-car incident. I really don't know. But anyway, Eric Bowers doesn't care. He won. And he is in the chase for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So congratulations to Eric Bowers for winning this race in the number 38. And he will be battling for a championship when it comes time. Now, we've had 8 winners so far. Dana Mon is one of those guys. Cameron Gaju, Garrett Sonora with a top 5 finish. It might be his best career finish on Epiphan. I'm not exactly sure. Michael James, Tyler Selsman, Mitchell Millian. Good to see him get a good run here today in that number 19. Riley White, Warren Henniger. Not too bad considering he crashed. And Austin Spencer round out the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the results right here. Something must have happened to Raja Karuf. He's in last place. Mason Powers, we saw his problem. And Zachary Fitzwater ran out of fuel. Don't ask me why. Matt Delio had a problem. Jesse Turner and Trey Bartow crashed. But yeah, good race here at Pocono, and the next race is going to be Texas World for the Texas Roadhouse 400. There will be no pit stops in that race because the pit road just doesn't work. And yeah, so yeah, congratulations to Eric Powers on winning the PALCS 400, and I will see you guys later. So here are the points for the for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I'm tired. I will see you guys later.